Hello, McFly. Do you need a slap in the face to realize that opportunity is here and the times are changing? Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. And in a person's lifetime, there are certain historical events that happen that change the way things are. Let me give you a couple of examples. All right. First of all, when cars started to be mass-produced, when Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic in an airplane, when Hitler invaded Poland, when there was the invention of the internet by Al Gore, or so he says. Times change things. Now, sometimes they change them for the good, sometimes they change them for the bad. 9/11 is another example. All right, these are things you have to recognize, you have to realize as an individual. Don't make me come out there and slap you. You've got to see what's going on here. At each stage of your personal development, of your personal evolution, you arrive at a place on your path where you've reached the end of one phase and you're on the threshold of the next phase. You know you're in that place because something's happened that's caused you to realize that you can't go on thinking and living the same way as you did before anymore. You can see the next level and what you need to do in order to get there, but you also don't want to leave the comfort zone of your present reality. The next step that you have to take is you have to embrace the process and start designing your life so that it actually invites transformation and evolution. Now, let's be candid. 70% of the people in the workforce right now are unhappy with their jobs. So here they are, they're sitting here, most people are at home, hopefully, the ones that aren't the first responders and the ones of the essential, elements that we need in society, and God bless them. But I'm talking to the other people, the people that are at home, the people that are the blockers and tacklers that are doing the little things that don't make the headlines, but are still moving the gauge forward so that we can get out of this mess somehow. Now, we're never going to go back to the way it was. It just doesn't happen that way. After 9/11, we didn't go back the way it was. After Hitler invaded Poland, everything changed worldwide. We're in one of those situations again right now. You've got to realize it. Now, from the point of view, from the perspective of a mentor, one has to realize that people are very uncomfortable getting out of their comfort zones. That's just the way it is. So what do you have to do? The key thing is to take one small step and start getting used to changes. That's what it is. When somebody first taught me how to get on the computer and use the internet, for example, hey, I'm a child. I'm a child of the 60s, way before the internet came. The first thing they taught me was email. Okay, this is how you get an email. All right, hey, that's pretty neat. I can send an email too? Great. What else can the computer do? What else can you do? What else can you do? But the thing is, you can't take it and throw a bucket of water on somebody and say, hey, complete change. You're jumping into the pool. You're going to get all soaking wet. It doesn't work that way. So we have to take a first step. We have to take a first step. And the first step is to realize that the universe wants to help us to advance. Are you doing things to allow the universe to help us to advance? We're talking from Adam to now. Certainly there have been advances, all throughout history. You've got to realize that's the way it is. It's important to always be watching your environment and the dynamics of the situations that you move through. Reality often presents coincidences, intersections, synchronicities, convergences, and collisions that create possibilities and potentials that weren't there before. Are you reaching your full potential? That's how the universe helps us with things that you can't explain, things that happen. You know, how many people say, "Whoa, how did you meet your spouse?" Well, it's a funny story. We were in a restaurant and I dropped this and picked it up and there she was, or there he was. Or that's how things happen. That's what a synchronicity is. A synchronicity is something that converges two events that seemingly had no connection before. But you've got to be on the lookout for those. How do you get on the lookout for those? How do you get those to happen? How do you get events to happen unplanned that are going to help move you forward? Yes, how do you get those things to happen? I'm going to give you the first step. The first step is you need to give yourself some quiet thinking time every day. Now, understanding that people are going to say, well, what do I do in my quiet thinking time? What's the structure? How do I do it? How long should I do it? All the questions that you have. I'm going to include in the description box, it's not really, it's kind of a meditation, all right? But what it does is it puts you in a step-by-step process where you start thinking about things and you start focusing on things and you start realizing things that you get to say to yourself, the present ideologies that I've been pursuing my whole life are not getting me where I want to go. If they are, fantastic. If they're not, now is the time to embrace an ideology, the 5%er ideology that's going to get you where you want to go. And we're going to start with the baby step. In this meditation, which I stole from Stuart Wilde, I made it, I stole it, I listen to it all the time. It gets you centered, it gets you focused, it gets you to see things out there that you don't normally see. That's the key thing, is you have to see things. Most people just go through life and they go through the motions. You know, they get up, they turn on the TV, or they go to the computer, but they're not focused on anything in particular. And you have to have dreams, you have to have a particular focus. This is the time, people. This is the time. We're going to start small. The video that I recommend, this meditation that I'm going to include down here, is about, 10-15 minutes. Are you worth 10 or 15 minutes? Don't tell me you don't have the time. I know you have the time. It's something that you want to do that will help move you forward, that will get you thinking clearly, that will get you thinking like a winner. And it's something you have to do on a repetitive daily basis to get yourself started. So that's our first step today. Very short, very small. I'm going to include this in the description box. It's centering your mind, and listen to it. Relax. Close your eyes. Focus. Communicate with the universe. See the things that are around you. This will help you to accomplish those things. All right? And because we will never end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's all get out there and charge. I'm Eli's dad.